When I'm riding through your hood, east side be with me. So the pole at his chromosome meet with me.
I'm back. Any nigga got a problem with it?
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy T, back with another video, man. And today, we're going to be talking about Fredo Bang in the XXL freshman cover list of 2021. Alright, so look, man. Now, a few days ago, XXL dropped their freshman cover list for 2021. And personally, I don't think it's a bad list or anything. I'll probably take 2 or 3 people off and replace them with other artists. But other than that, pretty solid. And one of those artists that would be replaced, in my opinion, you got to put Fredo Bang up there. The nonchalant savage himself. Once the freshman list was revealed, he had dropped a tweet. I think it's been deleted since then. But it was pretty much asking, how much does it cost to get put on the list? And I definitely agree with Fredo Bang right here. How in the hell is he not on the list? You know what? Let's go to the list. We got Moray, Eon Dior, Lakia, DDG, 42 Doug, Ruby Rose, Blast, Pooh Shiesty, Tootsie, Corey Lay, and Flo Millie. With all due respect, Fredo Bang is a bigger artist than everybody on this list, besides Pooh Shiesty, arguably. He had the biggest song off of this list, besides everybody, arguably again, besides Pooh Shiesty. And that's his song Top, featuring Lil Durk. So again, how is he not on his list? Now, shout out to a few people on this list, like my guy DDG. He definitely deserved his spot. I've been watching his grind transition from vlogging into music. Pooh Shiesty, come on, that's a give me. Moray, Quicksand went crazy. Shout out Moray. Tootsie, that's a give me. 42 Doug. Correlate. Like, you see what I mean? This ain't a bad list. But Fredo Bang for sure is supposed to be on the list. But let's talk about his following tweet. That's the one we really here to talk about. It's more crazy that King Von ain't make the list and had one of the biggest albums last year. Now, rest in peace to King Von. But let's talk about it. Should King Von have made the list? He did have one of the biggest albums. And at the time when the album dropped, he technically was a freshman because that was his debut album into the industry. Welcome to O Block. So the question is, should deceased rappers be able to make the list? Because ironically, the next person we're going to talk about is Mo3. And he met his demise a few days after King Von. And if we're going by that logic, if King Von should have made this list, shouldn't Mo3 make 2022 list? Being that Shots Is Forever literally was number 3 out of all genres on Apple Music. If I'm not mistaken, I don't believe anybody in Dallas hip-hop history ever did an accomplishment like that. This nigga Mo3 was literally above Justin Bieber. And just like King Von, this was kind of technically his debut album as well. I know he had Osama, but I mean like a big album when he got features and things of that nature. This album was pretty much his entrance into the game. So him and King Von both are technically qualified to be XXL freshmen, right? I mean, if you want to be real, let's really be real. Let's go back to this list. And I know some people are about to be mad, but guess what? It ain't my fault. But when you look at this list, Mo3 and King Von both charted higher than everybody on this list with their album, besides Pooh Shiesty. And matter of fact, Mo3 was ahead of Pooh Shiesty. for a few days at least. And then, of course, Pooh Shiesty regained that lead. So I guess where do we draw the line at? Now, I know a lot of the streams and et cetera, from Mo3 and King Von came from listeners that just found out about them because they died. But to me, shit, that's no different than a lot of people finding out about Pooh Shiesty just because he just did some dumb shit in Miami. You understand what I'm saying? I guess the only pushback I will have somewhat of this logic that Fredo Bang just gave to us regarding King Von making the list. I guess traditionally, the list, the XXL list, of course, was founded off of trying to find up-and-coming artists and trying to map out their potential, trying to figure out their trajectory throughout the career. It's like taking the top prospects in the NBA draft because you're under the assumption that these are going to be the few that has the best careers out of all of their peers. So with that being said, my pushback here would be Mo3 and King Von has already reached their peak, if you understand what I'm saying, because they can no longer progress anymore. Their potential has been reached. But hell, now I'm contradicting myself because even with that being said, let's go back to this list. I'm almost 100% positive that Empire can drop a King Von album next year, and all of these artists drop an album next year, and King Von is still going to outsell all of these artists. Besides, like I said, the obvious ones like Pooh Shiesty, Tusi probably, 42 Doug, DDG, he's in that discussion as well. But again, the same with Mo3. If Rainwater decide not to drop Shots Is Forever Part 2 until next year, and all of these artists drop an album, Shots Is Forever Part 2 is going to be the biggest album out of all of them, besides the obvious ones, Pooh Shiesty, etc., etc. So it is interesting, man. And then think like if Mo3's camp or King Von's camp has like unreleased freestyles of them in the studio or something, could easily just put that clip in for their freestyle cypher. I mean, I'm not mad at it, Fredo Bang. I'm actually not too mad at that. Because if I'm not mistaken, didn't somebody make the list before while they were in prison or something, or in jail? Yeah, Chief Keef. Back in 2013, he made a XXL list. They had added an honorary extra spot for Chief Keef because he was doing a 6-day stint in jail. So Sosa was able to make the list without being physically there for the photo shoot and all of that shit like that. And I'm gonna go back to this list one more time because I can even argue this, that Mo3 Broken Love and King Von Took Her to the O were bigger songs than what some of the people on this list had at the time last year. And I'm talking about before both of them even died. But nonetheless, definitely an interesting discussion for my guy Fredo Bang. But anyway, man, how y'all feel about this? Let me know in the comment section, bro. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, man. Hey, man, follow me on Instagram at TZFBaby252. Long live Mo3. Long live King Von. And you know what? Long live Pop Smoke, because Pop Smoke low-key got robbed out of a cover as well, because he's supposed to make that shit. But of course, he met his demise too early, and he wasn't able to get to the photo shoot, so they replaced him. But I'm gone.
Prolific.
Ay, bitch, I'm in these streets. Fuck this industry. Bitch, I'm in these streets. Fuck this industry. Ay, bitch, I'm in these streets. Fuck this industry. Bitch, I'm in these streets. Fuck this industry. Bitch, I'm in these streets. Fuck this industry.